I had an embarrassing moment on my way to work at the school. I was on my way to work and I actually 3 months ago, I bought a bike for the first time in my life. Pretty exciting. 2 months and 29 days ago, I hit a pigeon with my bike, and it was fucked. It was really fucked. However fucked you're imagining it in your head right now, I reckon it was worse. It was full on. I hit this pigeon with my bike. Firstly, I want to say I don't think it was entirely my fault. I don't know what was going on in the pigeon community on this day, but they'd all decided, let's meet at the bike lane this morning. They were all there. Every pigeon in Melbourne was there. I could barely see the road. The density of pigeons was so thick. If I'd missed the one that I hit, I would have hit another one anyway, you know what I mean? I didn't want to brake. It was my first day riding to work. Peak hour Melbourne traffic. I'm at the front of the peloton. Wellington Street peloton. That's a lot of pressure. At the lights on Wellington Street, they're all behind me. I'm riding. I don't know the etiquette. Do you brake for pigeons if there's like 40 people behind you? I don't know. So I hit it. And it was fucked. Died straight away. I always want to say that because people are always like, did you have to stop and put it out of its misery? I didn't have to do that. It died on impact. I was going pretty fast, whatever. First time riding a bike since I was a little kid, but still fast enough to kill a pigeon, so... It was horrible. It's also like 7:30 in the morning. Like, I haven't had a coffee yet. I've already killed something. It's never a good way to start the day, is it, when you take a life in the first 40 minutes of being awake? You're never going to have a ripper day after that. You're never going to go, oh, when did you meet the love of your life? It was the day I killed the pigeon, actually. My friends didn't understand. I was really upset about it. They didn't get it. They didn't think it was like a big, serious thing. They'd all say stuff like, they'd be like, who cares? It's not a big deal. I've hit birds with my car. It's different with the car, isn't it? The car adds a layer of separation between you and the crime. You can compartmentalise. It's like, I can wear Nike clothes. I'm not fucking running the sweatshops, do you know what I mean? I'm not seeing the kids get put to work. There's enough distance there. On the bike, there's no distance. You feel death happen through your handlebars. My friends would also say, they're only pigeons. That's what a lot of people say. Who cares? It's not a big deal. It's just a pigeon. It's a stupid animal. They're actually not. That's a misconception. Pigeons are pretty smart. I think birds in general are underrated for their intelligence. Birds are fucking pretty smart in so many different ways, but no one ever thinks of them like that. Like crows, for example. Crows are so smart. This is a true thing about crows. If you put a glass of water in front of a thirsty crow, get yourself a thirsty crow. All you need for this experiment is a glass of water and a thirsty crow. I don't know how you distinguish which ones are thirsty, but get one that's definitely thirsty, put them both on the bench. But let's say there's only this much water in the glass and it's too thin, the crow can't reach in to get to the water. What crows will do, they're so smart, they'll start picking up nearby pebbles and putting them into the glass. That's pretty smart. That's so smart, in fact, that when someone told me that, I was like, why do they do that? Doesn't that make the water worse? What the fuck are they doing that for? Crows have funerals. They have proper funerals. I think that shows a level of intelligence. Proper funerals. You can look that up. That's true. I know it's true because I've been to one. I've attended, not on purpose. Like, I didn't schedule it into my day. I wasn't invited. I just happened upon it. I was walking through a park. I saw a crow funeral happening and I thought, I've got nothing on. I'm going to check that out. I wandered over, and this is true, there was a dead crow. There were 7 crows all standing around it in a semicircle, and they were all just standing there and they were just going, mah, mah, mah. But this is what I found amazing. They weren't all doing that at the same time, right? Not a cacophony of crows, mah, 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 not all of them. It was like one of them would be like, mah, 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 for a while the others stood there silently, respectfully. That one would finish and then someone else would go, yeah, well said. He did love gum trees. Eulogies. They were doing proper fucking eulogies. It was like an organised event. I'm standing off to the side, feeling pretty awkward. I barely knew the guy. Some of the crows are looking at me funny. Is that the guy that killed the pigeon? What the fuck's he doing here? Pigeons are smart too. People think they're dumb, but they're not. They've got weird forms of intelligence, pigeons, very unconventional. Like, they've got this like directional thing in their brain. Like, they just know where they are. Like, you can do this. You can take a pigeon, right? Put it in a cardboard box All you, all you need for this experiment is a pigeon and a cardboard box. Chuck your pigeon in the box and take that box, let's say you take it 500 kilometres away. The pigeon can't see where it's going. Release the pigeon, it'll straight away know how to fly home, instantly. They've just got this directional thing in their brain. They just know where they are at all times. They don't know when they're in a fucking bike lane, but other than that, they know where they are at all times. But if you bring up animal intelligence, no one mentions birds, do they? They never get a mention. It's always dolphins. What's the smartest animal? Dolphins, dolphins. Fuck dolphins. I'm sick of dolphins. I'm sick of hearing this one particular thing that you often hear about dolphin intelligence. People always say this. They go, you can tell dolphins are really smart because they're the only other animal other than humans that has sex for pleasure. I've seen a monkey wank. So, Melbourne Zoo 2011 saw a monkey wanking. I'm not a biologist, but it looked like it was having fun to me. There was pleasure in its eyes. Also, more recently, I've seen footage of dolphins mating. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. Not good. If I had to describe it in 2 words, the words I would choose would be not good, I reckon. That shouldn't be a marker of intelligence. It shouldn't be used as a marker of intelligence. And definitely not pleasure either. Like maybe 6 or 7 of the dolphins that are involved, maybe, are experiencing pleasure. The one that's trying to swim away is hating it, for sure. If that's a marker for intelligence, there's a lot of rugby league players that are smarter than I thought. Depressingly, for that joke, you can use either code of football in this country. I was so upset when I hit the pigeon with the bike. I think I was so upset because it took me back to a memory from my childhood. Does that ever happen to you when you have something happen as an adult and straight away you're reminded of something that you've long since forgotten? When I hit that pigeon, I was transported back. I'm 12 years old. I'm at my house in Adelaide. I'm getting ready for school in the morning. We had a pool at my house in Adelaide. I went out into the backyard and our pool, it was always black. We had like a black pool. It was always too dirty. You couldn't swim in it. But we had 2 ducks that lived in our pool. And I loved these ducks. They were like my friends. And I went out on this particular morning and they had 6 ducklings with them. I was so excited. I told Dad, I was like, Dad, they've got ducklings. They've just had ducklings. And he came out. We were watching the ducks play in the pool. After a while, the adult ducks hopped out of the pool. They were kind of ready to go. But the baby ducklings, they didn't get out. And me and Dad, we eventually realised, their wings don't work yet. The pool water's too low from the edge of the pool. They can't get out. And the adult ducks are standing by the side, getting pretty annoyed. Come on, let's go. And the kids are just looking back at them why the fuck did you bring us here? We're stuck. And at first, me and my dad thought it was kind of funny, but then we realised, no, this is an actual crisis, isn't it? This is an Edinburgh moment in the urban world of Adelaide. What do? Do we intervene? We decided to intervene. Dad got the pool rake, the thing that gets the leaves or whatever. He's running around trying to catch them with that. I got the hose to try filling up the pool, back up. That's going to take ages. That's going to take way too long. The crows are in the trees going, put some rocks in it, you fuckwit. I didn't know about that. And it was kind of chaos. We're both running around. We're trying to rescue these ducks. And it was so, anytime Dad got near one of the baby ducklings with the pool rake, the adults, they really didn't trust Dad. So they would yell. They were telling the kids, run, stay away, get away. Don't trust that guy, stay away. And so the baby duck kept diving under the water. But it's a black pool. Anytime they breach the surface, you can't see them. So Dad had missed one. He's like, fuck, where'd it go? Can't see it. Miss another one. And then slowly they just started, I don't know, maybe they were swallowing a bunch of this gross... Maybe they were just exhausted. They were so young. It all happened so gradually, but also so rapidly. We were just taken by surprise, one by one. And we were trying to save them, but until eventually all 6... On a Wednesday morning before school, me and my dad accidentally killed 6 ducklings. And that's not even the worst part of the story yet. The most harrowing part of this story is the fact that the mother duck, for years, returned to our pool. And she would just stand by the side of the pool, just going quack, 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 just crying. Every day she was there. And it was so weird for me because that that duckling incident, that happened when I was 12 years old. And then throughout my teenage years, my adolescence, I'm having these big pivotal moments of my life, these formative moments are happening in that backyard. But she was always there, grieving. So for all these memories of my life, these key moments, she's just there, just mourning. Like first time I ever smoked weed was in that backyard. No wonder it makes me paranoid, that energy floating around. First time I had sex, I lost my virginity in that backyard. I could hear her in the background. Quack, quack. I think I fucked my brain up. Now I can only come if there's a sad bird in the room. That's the real reason I went to the Crow funeral. My mum's here tonight, and she's actually seen me do this show before, and last time she saw it, she said, it was great, well done, and that joke that I just told you then, she said, maybe leave that one out. It was so horrible, though. I'll never forget standing by the side of the pool, me and my dad, 6 dead ducklings. This is what Dad chose to say to me in that moment. He looked at the dead ducklings, he looked at me, he went, yeah, this might be one of those ones you bring up with a therapist in the future, I reckon. I went to school after that and I was late for school. I was frazzled as I was getting to school. I got to school really late and I came into the classroom and I wanted to tell the teacher, I wanted to explain why I was so late, but I did it in this really weird, jarring way. I just swung the door open and announced it. I just swung the door open. I was like, sorry, I'm late. Me and my dad just accidentally killed 6 ducklings. And because it was such a weird excuse, the teacher, she then went, what are you, Bart Simpson? In front of all the kids, and everyone loved it, everyone laughed at that, and I stood there kind of feeling really ashamed. 20 years later, I hit a pigeon with my bike on my way to work at the school. I got to school late after that ordeal, and I came into a year 9 classroom, 20 minutes late, and like a reflex, I just opened the door and went, sorry, I'm late, I just accidentally killed a pigeon with my bike. And then I said, what am I, Bart Simpson? I didn't like that joke the first time I heard it. Now I'm like paying homage to it or some shit. It got a massive, massive laugh again. Different sort of laugh this time, less like, that's a good Simpsons reference, more like, who's the weird teacher's aide?